All right. Hello, everybody.
Good morning, Ed.
How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How you doing?
Good. Get all your shopping done because today is what, Tuesday. There's only Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You got 4 more days, man.
My wife got all the shopping done.
For herself too?
No.
That's what I'm talking about. You better get it done.
Yeah. No.
I'm sure you're ahead of it.
Today, of course. Yes.
I'm sure you already got it done. You're just messing around.
No. I'm being legit.
Well, it's funny thing with
she's
me.
on Facebook.
What's funny with me is I can put the stuff in the house. My wife will never notice that it's there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, my problem is that if I buy something, Jamie hates waiting, right? So she'll be like, "What'd you get me?" And she'll just start listing different things, and then she can judge my reaction. And she's like, "Okay, give me my new vacuum." Or something like. Or
better not have giving her a vacuum as a gift. That's just wrong.
That's what she likes.
No, that's wrong.
I got her a robot vacuum 2 years ago. It's the best thing I ever did.
Oh yeah, well you're not supposed to buy women house chore stuff.
That's what she's requested.
Yeah, well, get her something else.
Yeah,
get that and then get her something else. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're not supposed to.
She's practical, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what else is going on? How was open houses?
I had one this Saturday, and it was okay. We had 2 people come through, so it wasn't as busy as I was hoping, but it wasn't dead, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was there a lot of houses on the market?
There was a handful of open houses. Mine was in Riverbank this weekend, and there was one other one. That was it. So, I mean, it wasn't like there's a ton of traffic being drawn out to Riverbank as it was.
Right. Well, I would think in Modesto, people are on their way to the mall or other places doing stuff. They'd run by them and stop by. Riverbank's a little different. I mean, if I want to live in Riverbank, I'd be going looking out there. But I think a lot of people just don't realize what the best month to buy in is December, and they haven't heard that.
Yeah. So. You know what? I was just talking to some clients the other day saying that, because I know we've discussed it, but the best 7 days to buy are in December, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people do have this misconception that nothing happens in the real estate market during the holidays.
Right. The 2 weeks or the whole month of December and January. Not true. Things happen. I mean, things are closing. People are busy. Talked to one agent. He's like, this is my best time of the year is December and January.
Yeah.
I'm the busiest because a lot of agents take off and I don't. I stay working these time of year.
Yeah. Well, and say you get in contract in December, it probably closes beginning of January, right? So
unless you want to close before Christmas, and we can do that too.
Yeah, I can say unless you have the ability to do a quick close, right?
Right.
We're seeing more contingent sales now, so.
Because they couldn't do that before.
It was impossible. Yeah.
Yeah. They'd have to sell first and rent back and then have issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then because we talked about before about rent back, or if you're renting. So if you're selling if you're buying a place, how long you can rent back to somebody that's moving in there. And should you tell people? And yes, you should let people know. The agent, everybody should know and be above board. But if it's not going through escrow, because a lot of times escrow doesn't want this stuff through escrow. Right. They don't. They just do it outside. It's not a big deal. It has nothing to do with us. Just tell the loan officer what's going on, because technically with most loans, VA, FHA, and conventional, it has a 60-day rule where they want you in the property within 60 days. Right. Yeah. So if it's within that period of time, you're okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, now with conventional, if you're putting 20% down and you make a note on your application that it's for an investment, right? Then that's different.
Well, yeah, because you're not buying it for the house. Yeah. The problem with that is then if it's going to be your primary, you're paying a lot more higher interest rate saying that.
Yeah.
Right. You're better off. So if it's a primary, 60 days. If it's an investment property, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you've already stated that it's an investment property and you're on the line for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that I think that is something that's good to review, because, it's not incredibly often that happens, right? Where you're going to have like some kind of seller rent back, but you do need to know your time frames. And
well, in this market with contingent, you might have a lot more than before.
Yeah, I think it is going to be something we see a lot. I have a listing right now, and it's kind of the same thing. Contingent seller. It's going to be cash because they own their house outright, but we're going to need some kind of rent back to make sure we get into a replacement property and give those people time to get out.
Right, but what they're buying is not cash. Still contingent on them selling their house.
I can say, yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
But no loan.
Yeah,
no loan.
No loan. So
yeah.
No,
I get it, but still they got we don't owe anything. Well, Are they buying the same price house, I assume, or greater?
That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, we're trying to do pretty much a lateral move. Downsizing, not really possible, right? Because if you're going down from a 3.2, 1,700 square feet, what are you gonna do? Then you'd be going down to 2.1, but they still need some space for grandkids and stuff. So
How old are they?
they're in their 60s.
Okay, because they can always do a reverse mortgage on that and keep half their cash.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on, a lot of people are like, well, I want to leave for my kids. Great. Leave it for your kids, but your kids want you to be happy and have money. So it just depends on the situation. What people can do with the reverse mortgage is that when they go to sell their house, instead of putting down all the cash on their next house, they put down only what they have to put down to keep the reverse mortgage for the rest of their life. And the rest of that cash can go in their bank.
Yeah.
And so it just depends on your situation. It's a way to get your money out so you can get your, if you have a lot of retirement, it's not going to matter. But what if your retirement's down right now, like it is in this bear market that we've been through? We're not in a bull market, and you're lower than, and if you take it out now, it's not going to replenish and go higher. So for a lot of people, it makes sense to do it just to protect themselves and not have to worry about a payment for the rest of their life.
Yeah. So, with this seller right now, they obviously paid off the house, and the only thing they have to pay on is property taxes. So we're trying to make sure that whatever we put them in is keeping them in the same spot.
I understand, but I'm just saying a lot of people don't even think about it. They don't even know that you can do reverse mortgage for purchases. And I'm not trying to push it. It's just another tool that's out there when you're selling in this market and you want to buy that house, but then you don't want to go up, like you said, with worry about payment. And what if you're doing the same thing, but you're keeping half your cash?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I'm gonna say
a lot of people are worried because they're like, well, then what about for my kids when later on? Well, if you pass away down the road, the appreciation we're going to have going forward is still going to be high, right?
Long term, yeah.
I mean, starting 2024, it's going to, as these rates keep coming down, everybody's going to get back in the market. The demand for these homes didn't go away. It's just been put on hold. People have been moving it back in with their parents or this or that, because they're uncertain with the market and what's going on. Doesn't mean they don't need that house.
Yeah.
So, and we're short and we keep adding to it when the sellers aren't, or I should say the builders aren't building. That index came in this week lower than last month and has been going down for 12 consecutive months. So that tells you the builders are worried. Well, if they're not building and we're short 4.5 million homes and they keep adding 200,000 of that deficit when they were building, it's not going to get any better. So we're going to see this appreciation for the next, I say 20 years. And then after that, we got that other baby boomer coming from the pandemic. All those kids going to be 20, 21 at that time.
Yeah. I'm curious to see, because it takes so long to get plans approved, right, to build, especially here in the Central Valley. And the truth is, man, we keep building all these subdivisions on fertile land, on farmland. I think that's just, I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
But if and this is just being somebody who's seen these documentaries who say we grow more food than we need.
Yeah.
Because of all the farmland we have and what we do real well. Right. But I'm just saying, so I understand what you're saying, but people got to live somewhere. Where are you going to put them?
Well, I think the wave of the future is going to be more like high-rise condos, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that's in the bigger cities. We have issues here in this town.
Yeah,
I'm sure we have a max height, and it's probably whatever the DoubleTree is.
I was going to say whatever the new courthouse is. I don't know how big that's going to get, but
I don't know. Well, I mean,
every time I drive by, there's another level, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, what's the one across the street from it? It's pretty.
I think it's probably like 7 stories.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I understand where people are coming from because everybody's nervous. Well, this is the time to buy because everybody's nervous.
Yeah.
And that's the theme I've been going with.
And so talking with that, because obviously interest rates are holding people back, but also sometimes down payment. Are you seeing more applications for VA loans?
Yeah. I know we want to talk about that. Why don't we do that on Thursday?
Okay.
Because, I know it's going to take me, 5 to 10 minutes.
We don't want to make it a 30-minute video.
Exactly. So we'll talk about VA loans on Thursday.
Okay.
But what I'm seeing a lot of is I see a lot of people out there stating, we have down payment programs and nobody else has them. I also see a lot of people going, You know what we did different than everybody else. So if a lender out there is saying they only have access to something, I would go to a different person.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to, I don't want to say you have to come to us because we're only one. Because I've been for the last, I don't know, 2 years, been adding people's rents onto their credit reports to help them make their score go up higher about 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing that for a while now. Here's the thing: you fill it out, you pay $100 and some. Now it's on your credit report. Well, there's some people out there going, we are the only ones who can do this. This is what we're doing for other people that we haven't done. It's everybody can do it. And I'm not talking the Boost. Don't do it through Boost, because us as lenders don't use what Boost does. That's that Experian Boost. When you do all that stuff and add that stuff on, it does not relate to the FICO score we pull.
Gotcha.
Okay. We use a totally different number. That's not just me or mortgage brokers, whatever. It's the lending institutions right now. We're using FICO too, if I remember. It's FICO, each one has a different thing, but we don't include what that happens in currently to the credit that we pull.
Mm-hmm.
So don't waste your time. Right now, what works better than anything else still is, and next thing you know, if Fannie and Freddie's going to call me, is getting added on somebody else's credit card as authorized user.
Mm-hmm.
Is still working for probably the next 12 months. You want your score to go up,
so
get on your parents' credit cards as an authorized user that has a very low balance that they've had forever. You're going to go from how low you are to shoot up to 700 and something.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, well, that's some Fannie and Freddie's like, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Why? Because I'm lying about my score? No, my parents let me on their card.
Yeah.
Take it away then if it doesn't work right. So I'm just saying the easiest way to get your score up, I don't know how I got on this, but get added on someone as authorized user and add your rent onto your credit report, which is very easy to do. If you want that, I can send you the forms. It's a PDF. You just send it to you, call the companies. There are different companies who will do it, and it's added on. And next thing you know, now your score's 40 points higher from the rental thing, and your parents' thing could be through the roof because they've had credit cards. If they've done well and you have older parents, they've probably had credit for 30, 40 years.
You know what? I had a thought and I lost it.
I'll catch it.
It'll come back.
Here, it's back at you. Something we do about parents, credit cards. Nope. Installment loans. Don't get added on someone's installment loan that doesn't do it. It's credit cards. That's how you pay your credit cards on time, all that. And because I had somebody else this the other day, he's like, his score was down. I looked at all his credit. He hadn't been using his credit cards. If you don't use your credit cards, you become inactive. You lose the credit. Also, a lot of people pay their stuff off before it becomes a balance on their credit card. The credit card companies think that that's an inactive card if you do that.
Oh, now I remember. So say you get added to your parents' card, how long before it reports to the credit agency?
It takes 30, 40. I always tell people, if you do that, ask them when do they report, because it could be 2 weeks. It could be next week. Gotcha. Right. If they say it's the 25th of the month and we're now on the 19th, it's going to be a week from now.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay. And if they're behind 1 month, then it could be 45 days. Okay. So max I say is 45 days, but on average, it can be a couple weeks.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's not
the rental thing takes 40. I always say 45 days.
Yeah.
Because it takes them time to get the information to put it up there. And then it might take them 30 days to report it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fast stuff. It's not stuff that's going to take months. Because sometimes people have one or two things that went bad, right? Or just don't have any credit because they had a car loan. Now they have nothing. This is the quickest way to get stuff.
Yeah.
And nobody should be going into a loan at 580. Nobody should be going in a loan at 620 or 640 if you don't have to. There's got to be somebody, because they don't have to issue you the card, right? You say, add him on as authorized user, ship the card to me, and then you shred it.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to use it. Just don't give them the card if you're worried about it. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt. As long as you don't get a late payment on there or do anything else, you're not going to hurt them, and they just get the benefit of it.
Yeah.
So why not do it? That's the easiest way to help your kids buy a house. I want to help my kids buy a house. Add them on your credit cards as authorized user.
Yeah.
But don't do what I had somebody else do. I had a vet. We can talk more about this on Thursday, but they were going to help so they added him on one of her cards. Right, daughter's cards. Well, she hadn't been on time.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, get him off your card, please.
Yeah. Now it's just gonna hurt him, right?
It did hurt him. Yeah, we had to wait 45 days to get that off, and then it was like, no, do this.
Yeah,
people, listen to us. We listen to the professionals. We know what we're talking about. All right, rambled for longer than I thought, but it's important to know about credit. If you need to know anything else about credit, you can go to my YouTube channel. I have a ton of stuff about credit on there. Also, my website, edparcaut.com. Go under educational videos, credit down, I think, second or third one, and goes through all the different credit things that I found out when I was writing my book.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anything else, Bobby?
No, that's it for today, man.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, and we will talk to you again on Thursday.